there flowered, under its powder blue skies, a wonder in the story of mankind. The first capital was here, in Pasargad. In celebration of 2,500 years of nationhood, the Persian people, led by their Shah, His Imperial Majesty Mohammed Reza Pahlavi Aryamer Shahanshah, make homage at the tomb of Cyrus the Great, the first Shah of all. Cyrus, King of Kings, champion, long before Magna Carta, of human rights and liberties. Cyrus, the Lord's anointed of the prophet Isaiah in the Old Testament. Cyrus, the founder of Persian culture and the father of Iran, the land, 5 times the size of Great Britain, which this Shah rules today. In solemnly dedicating himself to the memory of his predecessor, the Shah was keeping a promise he had made 10 years earlier. As he left the tomb to join his empress and his 10-year-old son, the crown prince, he was filled with a sense of occasion. It had fallen to him, after a twilight in his nation's long history, to remind the world and his own people of Persian pride. O Cyrus, great king, king of kings, Achaemenian king, king of the land of Iran, I, the Shahanshah of Iran, offer thee salutations from myself and from my nation. At this glorious moment in the history of Iran, I and all Iranians, the offspring of the empire which thou founded 2,500 years ago, bow our heads in reverence before thy tomb. We cherish thy undying memory. In the middle of October 1971, 62 heads of state, or their direct representatives, converged on the airport of the fairy tale city of Shiraz, set in the desert beside the Persian Gulf. In a patchwork of color, in a whirl of salutes, bows and curtsies, familiar faces in the world scene stepped out of their aircraft over red carpets fringed with guards of honor into the welcoming Persian sunlight. It was just like this. Too much was happening to pick out the detail. For all the arrivals, ceremony and protocol had to be carefully observed. None who were there saw it all. So began one of the most historic cultural gatherings the world has ever seen. The flags of the guest nations flew in salute as the VIPs flew in. This was no party of the year. It was the celebration of 25 centuries. Throughout the day, escorted cars drove out through Shiraz into the desert towards the ruined palace of the great kings of antiquity, the historic birthplace of the Persian Empire. The guests were traveling to a reception without precedent, even in the days of Cyrus the Great. Their camp, if you can call it a camp, was shaped like a star with 5 wings branching out from the royal pavilion to represent the 5 continents. Each head of state had an apartment with a sitting room, 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a service room with an electric stove and ironing board for their entourage.